Welcome mates, I'm Bloodthirsty Lord, but you can call me Lordy, and today we're back on Paragon once again. Should be seeing more Chimera gameplay in the background. It's a continuation from the last gameplay that we did not long ago on our channel, the last Paragon video. But that is the main topic of today. What we're going to talk about today is another new hero concept. We are continuing the series because you mates enjoyed it so much, and you were so intrigued by it, and I'm like, we have to continue this series, especially at this current moment because it's kind of quiet on the Paragon news scene, and we're trying to provide as much content as possible, and this is another good way for us to provide another series on the channel for you mates to enjoy. And the new hero concept that we're going to explain within this video is DANOR, or DANOR, however you say it. The actual name will appear within this video, and this guy is some type of a super zombie. It's kind of interesting how this guy's mechanics work, and we're going to explain everything within this video, and explain what the character is, and if he was introduced into Paragon, what connections could be made. But before we get into this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button to keep up to date with the greatest and latest Paragon gaming content and Paragon gaming news. And if you haven't turned on notifications yet, make sure you do so by hitting that little bell button next to the subscribe button, so you have the chance to become one of the first mates on the channel up to date with my amazing Paragon gaming content. And as always, expect it here first. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Also, the next hero that will be coming to Paragon is Seraph, and she'll be out January 10th, or there'll be more news about her on January 10th. So any news that does come up very soon will be on the channel guaranteed. And I do have a couple of videos on my channel talking about Seraph, and those links to those videos will be in the description below. So make sure you understand that, and also that this hero is a prefabrication of a fan or a mate from the Paragon community. And this new hero is DANOR. I feel like that's maybe the easiest way to pronounce his name, DANOR. Sorry if I get that wrong, but I don't think that really matters. Obviously, what else matters is the kit, the lore, and every interesting part about this actual character. So let's get into that. And this is a description of DANOR. He's a male, tall and very skinny / lanky, with long arms, looks very rotted, brown and green coloring, with a black wooden crown. DANOR is a hard-to-kill support fighter with the affinities Growth and Corruption. He specializes in overwhelming and peeling the enemy team. Durability 8, attack power 6, ability power 2, mobility 3. And this is kind of interesting. Those are all his stats right there. Obviously with his affinities, his basic stats or base stats, what you want to call that. And obviously him being a support fighter and a very hard one to kill. And I like the idea of that. And obviously the description is kind of intriguing, but not too much to give away at the very start. I do have some type of idea in my head, but it's kind of hard to obviously imagine it completely the same as the person that made it. And right now we don't have any heroes that are naturally tanky for the support role, unless we put them in that certain scenario, like how people somehow are playing Sevarog in the support role, and it still works out because of his kit being so versatile. But in this case, it'd be great to see a support that is actually made to peel the team and do all these amazing factors. And when we actually go through the abilities of the character, we get a greater understanding of what this character can provide in fights and in team fights to the team. So let's go through DANOR's lore. The first one being, was considered to be the strongest hand-to-hand combatant before dying, aka warrior. The next part of the lore is, the only thing he remembers about his human life is his daughter's face. And the third and final point of the lore is, has only spoken 2 words since dying that people know of: goodbye. Ooh, this sounds kind of serious, mates. Let's see if there's any potential connections to other characters that we currently have with this fan-made lore. So it looks like once he was a human, he was one of the strongest warriors out there before dying. And once he died, he fell into a different state. We don't know what that state is, but most likely it would be the super zombie, aka zombie state, that is in the description of the abilities that we'll go through very soon. And that's kind of interesting because the only part of his human life that he can remember is his daughter's face. And once he died, the only 2 words that came out of his mouth is goodbye. Maybe that's a constant reminder to the people that he was connected to in his human life, that they have spoken to him in his next life. So that's kind of an interesting concept to bring to Paragon. Obviously, there's no straight connections to any other hero that we know at this current moment. And now let's move on to DANOR's abilities. His first one being Horror, which is DANOR horrifies the target hero, sending them fleeing for 0.5 seconds, 1 second, 1.5 seconds, or 2 seconds, when every time you put a point into the actual ability, in the opposite direction. Super Zombie, which looks like to be another state or passive on the actual character, DANOR lets out a disgusting scream, horrifying all enemies in a radius around him, 1 second, 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds, and 2.5 seconds. I'm guessing once they've been feared or horrified by the character, they all go fleeing in the opposite direction, especially when it's Super Zombie and he gets that massive radius. That's a pretty sick ability and pretty sick mechanic to bring to Paragon. It reminds me of a character from League of Legends, and that is Fiddlesticks, which is a very fun and mechanical hero in League of Legends, and to see a hero like that, or the same mechanic like that in Paragon, is bloody amazing. And now let's move on to the next ability, that's called Residue. DANOR oozes out a sticky substance from his body. Oh, that's kind of awkward. Being hit or hitting DANOR will cause a slow effect and reduce attack speed. Upgrading will increase reductions. Super Zombie State, DANOR launches a ball of residue to the target location, causing slight damage. Enemies hit by the residue bomb will be slowed significantly and have their attack speed reduced. And the idea of this ability is kind of amazing because say if any enemy is close to you and you activate this ability, anyone close by will be affected and get a slow effect and reduce their attack speed. But then also once you're in Super State, you can throw that ball of ooze towards a location and do some damage, followed up by reducing their attack speed and obviously slowing them down by a huge amount. And that sounds bloody amazing, especially to bring that to Paragon because it has a melee state or close range state followed up by a range state on the exact same ability. And I like that idea. DANOR's next ability for the next 2 seconds, minions no jungle creeps killed by DANOR are reborn, coming under his legion. These minions will act as friendly minions and last 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 7 seconds, infinitely or until dead or until killed. That's when you put 4 points into the actual ability. In its Super Zombie state, DANOR summons a Guardian Zombie. This Guardian Zombie is a small version of DANOR with percentage reductions to its stats, 60%, 50%, 40%, and 30%, and will act as a friendly minion and last until killed. Oh my god, mates, did you just hear that? I got like super close to the mic just to say that. But hey, this sounds amazing. I like this idea, I like this ability and this mechanic, and to bring it to Paragon will be amazing. To bring minions around you back to life to attack that minion wave or attack enemy heroes that are close by. And also followed up by your Super Zombie state when you bring that Guardian up with some of your stats, but with the reductions on them, and also does the exact same thing you're doing, aka killing minions for days once you're in lane, and it's a very good idea to bring to Paragon. This hero sounds a bit broken, but let's keep moving on, and let's move on to his next ability, and that is his ultimate, the Origin. DANOR is the origin of the zombie outbreak. Passive, each time DANOR gets a kill or assist, the enemy hero's corpse comes to life. The zombie will be an AI clone of the deceased hero, will reduce stats. They will roam the map until killed and only target enemy heroes, no creeps. A zombie's death will not count as a kill or assist, but will reward reduced CP and XP gains. The active on the Origin ultimate requires at least 4 zombies on the map. DANOR calls upon his zombie legion, destroying all current zombies on the map, and becomes a super zombie himself, lasting for 1 minute or until killed. The duration of this transformation is determined by the zombie count. 4 equals 1 minute, and every zombie after that will increase the time by 15 seconds. While in super form, DANOR gains 10%, 70.5%, and 22.5% bonus to HP, damage, and armor. The rest of his abilities are also altered. I'm done, mates, I'm done. This is completely broken. So the only way DANOR enters a super zombie state is through his ultimate, and that is kind of intriguing because you only get 1 minute of that, plus every 15 seconds a zombie spawns, and you can utilize that to use certain abilities in certain ways to affect the enemy team players and wreck them as quick as possible. And I like the idea. It's very intriguing to bring something like that. It's like the hero Crunch, but with Crunch you can only have 1 ability empowered every time you reach your 3rd ability in use. But this character only get 1 minute plus every 15 seconds every time you activate the ultimate. And I like the idea to use certain abilities and certain different abilities in different situations to gain different bonuses and advantages, and obviously get a good reward out of that. So yeah, the character's kit is somewhat absurd in certain points, but that doesn't really matter. The actual ideas and mechanics that he's brought up with his actual character kit or within his hero is pretty bloody amazing. I wish Epic Games try to bring these ideas or mechanics into Paragon, because it could lead to a very good outcome on one of the heroes they do decide to put these mechanics or ideas onto. And obviously they will have their twist on that, and they can change it up wherever they want. Majority of the time we might not even see these abilities ever come into Paragon, which will be kind of sad. But we're gonna hope for the best, and hopefully one day we get to see these abilities in Paragon, because the actual idea or mechanic has been used in other games and other MOBAs, so I'm guessing it's more of a generic idea or mechanic which they can easily bring into Paragon. So let's hope for the best, and hopefully it comes to Paragon. And mates, everything that we discussed today relating to DANOR, aka the Super Zombie character, is a new hero concept designed by a fan, aka a mate in the Paragon community. So don't get all super excited for this hero, because it won't ever come to Paragon unless they've used the mechanics or ideas in some type of other way. But overall, the idea of this actual hero made by the creator, the fan of the Paragon community, aka mate of the Paragon community, did so well, and this hero is bloody amazing. But as always, mates, I want to know your thoughts about this actual character, aka hero. What do you think about it? You like the mechanics? Do you want to see this hero come into Paragon? Because I personally want to see this hero be released, because he's so interesting. But leave your opinions and thoughts in the comment section down below. And mates, if you want to read over the new hero concept yourself, you can do so. There'll be a Reddit link in the description below, so enjoy that. So mates, if you did enjoy this video, show your support, smash that like button. Let's try and get 200 250 likes on this video. And if you guys want to see more Paragon Gaming content and Paragon Gaming news on my channel, all you have to do is share with your friends and hit the subscribe button to become a mate today. And that's all for this video. Oh, time to go, but don't you worry. Back very soon. Hey, Tats boys, cause you haven't seen nothing yet. And Happy New Year, mates, as well. And there's always this weird thing that comes to my mind when I think about Paragon. When I think about a hero that can't be killed, the hero that comes straight into my mind is Greystone. He's bloody broken.
That it feels right.